Unions, what are they good for?
Absolutely everything. Canada's Union of Postal Workers are fighting for more fair and better working conditions for its members. From job security, improving services and standards to the public, to reducing the carbon footprint of Canada Post, unions have always been at the forefront of improving labor rights and standards for all Canadians.
The right to refuse unsafe work?
Unions.
Maternal and paternal benefits?
Unions.
Employment insurance?
Unions.
Who got us the weekend?
UNIONS. Unions.
The list goes on. The bottom line is, unions are workers united. Everyday folk like you and me who've come together to make progressive change within their communities.
So they can fight for better working conditions.
Better standard of living.
And above all, and yes, this is the important one, affect political change. Now that's power to people.
Canada Post has had about a year, arguably longer, to reach a deal with the Postal Workers Union. But instead of negotiating in good faith, management dragged their feet until it was too late. They knew the deadline was September 9th, before the union would be forced to strike, and they let it go on. Although the union was nice enough to postpone the rotating strike until October, nobody really cared until people started worrying about Black Friday and Christmas deliveries.
Wait. So when workers are forced to strike, they look like the bad guy? Canada Post could have averted all of this shit. But I guess they're just a big old Scrooge.
Speaking of Scrooge, Prime Minister Trudeau, Minister Hadu, the Liberals, and the Conservatives decided that they're going to vote through an unconstitutional back-to-work legislation.
Newsflash. Harper tried that. And guess what? The Ontario Superior Court ruled it unconstitutional. Hey, we can walk this path again. You're gonna lose.
Hey Trudeau, with the election coming up, this might not be the best time to show your true colors. But it is a good time to show them the door.
And start electing governments that respect labor rights, and not just through their words, but with action.
Because that's power to people.
Look at all these fucks. And all of these fucks have union workers living and working in their ridings. I'm just letting you know.
Hey Canada, let's show some love for our posties and all unions this holiday season and support them. For if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have many of the fair working policies we have in place today. Why not, instead of forcing them back to work, address their concerns and ask management to negotiate in good faith? Prime Minister Trudeau, Minister Haju, why are you walking in Harper's footsteps?
All of them. They voted yes to make you go back to work and steal your constitutional right to strike and assemble.
Like, share, and subscribe, and sign this petition down below, because that's power to people.
Because that's power to people.